By Femi Adesina. President Muhammadu Buhari Tuesday in Abuja declared that football remains the #1 sport in Nigeria and a national asset, therefore his administration will resist any attempt to undermine its development. The president made the pledge while receiving the 10-year Football Development Master Plan submitted by the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Chief Sunday Dare. Describing football as our passion and a major tool for unity, the president affirmed that it is the responsibility of government to safeguard the sport, which has brought Nigeria many laurels, and treat it as a national asset. Indeed, just as I expect and demand a higher standard of patriotism, responsibility and commitment from those charged with the administration of our football, I also urge all stakeholders to work together constructively and patriotically. We have seen attempts to disrespect and undermine the institutions supervising our sports. We have seen attempts to subjugate national interests for narrow interest or disrespectful laws of Nigeria. Nigeria will not take lightly any attempt to inflict injury on its football fortunes, he said. President Buhari, who used the occasion to spell out his expectations from the 2-volume report, directed the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development and the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, to commence its implementation in phases, within the fine lines of relevant sections of the Nigerian laws on sports development and the statutes of the World Soccer Governing Body, FIFA. This government is interested in developing a football culture that will accommodate global best practices that will also help the nation to lay a solid foundation for her domestic football, put in place professionally and efficiently run leagues, entrench a consistent and stable football calendar, and create a value chain which will boost the sports ecosystem. Achieving this will guarantee desired progress in continental and international competitions. I know that a lot of work went into putting this 10-year master plan together. I received regular briefings on the work being done, and I am happy that our goal has been achieved. I'm happy that the master plan enjoyed the inputs of a wide range of stakeholders in football. I'm equally happy that the Nigeria Football 10-year master plan, 2022 to 2032, identified 15 key areas of challenge and provided practical recommendations to address these fundamental problems that have bedeviled football development in the country. The implementation of the short-term and medium-term plans should commence. I believe this will signal a positive turning point for our football and a major step forward in our bid to create a conducive environment for its sustainability, viability, and profitability. The Nigeria Football Federation, the body charged with the development of our football, is directed to own and commence the implementation of this master plan under the supervision of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. Reviewing the state of the round leather game in the country, President Buhari expressed concern that in the past years, football development has gradually stunted due to the neglect of the core orientation of football administration. He described the governance structure around Nigeria's domestic league as weak, adding that standards are conveniently compromised. He, however, expressed delight that these issues and many more have been addressed in the document. The president therefore urged the NFF to salvage the domestic league at all levels, saying, Nigeria's football development must return to the path of focus on grassroots and youth development and an overall good governance structure around every level of its development. Nigeria now expects results. On the forthcoming NFF executive election, President Buhari reiterated his earlier communication to the body on the need for a more equitable and democratic representation in the Congress of the NFF. According to him, this will ensure that critical stakeholders are not shut out and the most capable and competent men and women are elected to run the affairs of the Federation. This government has demonstrated political will. It will match it up with making the right laws and investments and work with critical stakeholders. I thank FIFA for its support and commitment to the development of Nigerian football, which has been long-standing. I trust it will partner with Nigeria in its effort to improve the fundamentals of its football development. In his remarks, the sports minister announced that the Buhari administration has disbursed over N15 billion to NFF through budgetary appropriations and presidential interventions in the last 7 years. Commending the president for the attention to football development in the country and laying a solid foundation for the growth of the game, the minister described the 10-year master plan, which took the Ibrahim Galadima-led 16-member committee 6 months to prepare, as a world-class document. The minister said the prescriptions set forth in the football master plan, if followed through with the needed will and determination, would set Nigeria's football on a very sure footing and position it amongst the best in the world. He added that the implementation of the plan will resolve most issues around the status of the domestication of Nigerian laws, NFF statutes in line with FIFA statutes, and create room for harmonious relationships in the football value chain of this country. The master plan is envisioned to encapsulate functional strategies that would outlast the current administration and firmly place Nigerian football on the path to sustainable growth and development. Mr. President, with your approval, this document will be presented to the Federal Executive Council for approval and future funding, so that the implementation of the short, medium, and long-term plans can commence as part of the legacies of this administration. Thereafter, this document will be handed over to our football administrators, that is the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, who shall be expected to implement key elements of these reports in stages. DARE pledged that the ministry will monitor the faithful implementation of the master plan to ensure that attention is paid to the business opportunities along the value chain, governance structure, standardization, and prioritization of the welfare of footballers, education and awareness. Focus will be on building capacity for sustainable, strategic youth development programs, efficient club administration, positive stakeholder engagement, which would include referees, players' union, coaches' associations, supporters, investors, local and international partnerships and collaborations, he said. DARE also told the President that one of the most important aspects of the committee's work is the legal regime around football in Nigeria, and the master plan made some far-reaching recommendations on laws and statutes governing the administration of football. He added that subject to the final decision of the NFF Congress, the master plan made recommendations for the expansion of the constituents for the NFF elective Congress and Executive Board to 111 and 16 respectively, in order to meet new realities and needs. Galadima, a former chairman of the Nigeria Football Association, NFA, noted that re-engineering the legal framework will put to rest the legality of NFF. He said the master plan also recommended improving the tactical depth of coaches through utilizing the core mandate of National Institute of Sports, pragmatic sports programs, as well as regulating the operations of academies and grassroots-based programs. At View's exclusive rights, Femi Adesina, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, August 23, 2022.